I've been working with Dee for probably just under 2 years. We've been doing pranic healing sessions. And the reason why it was 2 years, to be honest, the 2 years was on and off. We had our first session. I remember when we had the first session. And after that, I remember just being in shock, being in disbelief as to how much work had to be done. And I just thought, okay, let me just, try to process all of this and, before I go back for the next session. So I think there was probably a gap of like 6 months or maybe even a year between my first and second session because I was still trying to process all the work that had to be done to heal everything. So because of that, the work did take a bit longer. But once I came back, I was very consistent with it. And that's how I was able to then finish all my healing like within, the 1 year. So what I was healing and where I was coming from when I first started seeing D. So I'd say that I was a very insecure person. I come from a history of abuse. So it was verbal abuse, a lot of just negativity from my father. It was quite a difficult upbringing, and obviously it left a lot of emotional, spiritual scarring in me. And just obviously from that, having that type of childhood, it led to me developing maladaptive behaviors and trying to hide myself and shield myself so much from the world, and also just having a lot of darkness within me, a lot of negativity, a lot of negative thoughts about myself, about the world, about my purpose in this life. And to be honest, before I started seeing D, I was in just such a bad place, like emotionally in my life. I felt like I had no direction. I wasn't happy with my relationships, whether my friendships or like love relationships. I wasn't happy with my work. I wasn't happy with myself even, and just with life. And, for a long time, I felt like I didn't want to be here. There was even a point that I did try to no longer be here. And I thank God that, that attempt was not successful, that I'm still here today. So I started seeing D after a friend actually recommended me to her or recommended her to me. And even the friend, she even like compensated some cash just to help me, pay for the sessions, because she was just like, I can see you're going to benefit so much from this thing, because she had also benefited quite a lot. And I saw such a big growth in her as well and a big change in her. So I thought, okay, you know what, let me give this a try. So the first session happened where basically we went through everything that I've been through, everything that shaped, a lot of the traumas and the blockages that I was experiencing in my life. And that's where the work began. So if I look at myself compared to then, so look at myself now compared to then, I'll say that I'm a lot more happier. Obviously, I'm not happy every day, but then I'm a lot more content with who I am and with my purpose and the direction that my life is going. Things seem a lot brighter. Even my connections with people are a lot better from where I was before, because I'm a lot confident in who I am. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. I'm also a lot more outspoken. I'm not afraid to speak my mind anymore. I'm definitely not a shy person anymore, whereas before I was quite nervous around people, quite shy. Now it's very different. It's a lot more outgoing, very, very comfortable just being around people as compared to before. And I've gained like a deeper understanding as to who I am. And also what my boundaries are. What do I allow and what don't I allow in my life? Which is probably one of the biggest things that you'll learn in all of your healing, is just basically learning, what do I like, what don't I like, what will I tolerate, what won't I tolerate, and being able to communicate that effectively with the people that you engage with, just so that, there's boundaries. So I learned a lot about that, and also learning how to enforce those boundaries as well, and having the confidence to be able to enforce them. So I'd say definitely the biggest learning point for me was building that confidence, building that sense of self. And also in my sessions with Dee, I've also built a greater connection with my spirit guides and also with my intuition. And that's one of the wonderful things working with her, is that she tries as much as possible to empower you. She doesn't ever give you the answers. She'll ask you to think about it, because that's how you build your intuition. Like, figure out what are you hearing inside? What is the message that is coming through? And then she'll be a sounding board, like to direct you as to whether that message is true or not. And then from there, she gives you the tools that you can then use in your daily life to start practicing all the different things that she teaches you, or all the different insights you come to during your session. So definitely I would say I'm a lot more empowered than where I was when I started these sessions. I am a lot more connected to my intuition. I can communicate with my people, my guides, a lot better. And yeah, I'd say that's one of the biggest things, because you have that compass now built inside of you, where when you're done with your sessions, you're able to just go out there and continue with the work. And to not like fall back and regress in terms of the work that you've actually done. So I'm very grateful for our healing sessions. And I'd even venture to say that Dee is actually quite a close, well, a friend. I don't know if she'd agree, but let's hear what she says. Yeah, she's such a wonderful and warm person, very accepting, very loving, very open, very patient as well, very, very patient. And because of that, I felt very comfortable opening up to her. And like I said before, I was very nervous, I was very shy, I was very insecure. And being able to open up to someone in that way was a big thing for me. And being able to trust somebody with my vulnerabilities and my insecurities, all the things that made me feel like maybe I'm weird or different or whatever, she helped me cultivate those things and show me that a lot of those things are powers. Like, a lot of those things are your superpowers. All those things that you think make you different is actually your superpower. That is who you are. That is who God ordained you to be. And if you keep following that light and keep following that, that God-given gift that you have, which everybody has a gift, everybody has a calling. If you can tap into that and follow that gift, follow that intuition, that is pretty much your compass to life. And that's pretty much what your sessions are. Your sessions is about you cleaning away all of the dirt, all of the nonsense that you've picked up in life, whether it was from a dodgy upbringing, like what